12 Angry Men was a 1957 movie which starred Henry Fonda. It's a courtroom drama which has been voted the second best courtroom drama ever after To Kill a Mockingbird. And it explores many of the techniques of consensus building amongst a jury that needs to make a unanimous decision. Now, strata committees don't need to make unanimous decisions, but many strata committees do work on a consensus model. And for this reason, Henry Fonda's role as the initial group dissenter is relevant to the strata context. This movie explores the power one person has to elicit change, which is important in our strata committees.
It's now your duty to sit down and try and separate the facts from the fancy. If, however, there's no reasonable doubt, then you must, in good conscience, find the accused guilty. However you decide, your verdict must be unanimous.
Okay, then just remember that this has to be 12-0 either way. That's the law. Okay, are we ready? Now, all those voting guilty, please raise your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, that's 11 guilty. All those voting not guilty? 1. Right. 11 guilty, 1 not guilty. Well, now we know where we are.
Boy, oh boy, there's always one.
I'm just saying a coincidence is possible.
So the important thing about what Henry Fonda does here is that he maintains a reasonable position and he shows that he has an open mind.
And I say it's not possible.
Where did that come from?
So by dropping the knife that's similar to the murder weapon on the table, Henry Fonda is effectively bringing facts to the table.
Vote by secret written ballot. I'll abstain. There are 11 votes for guilty. I won't stand alone. We'll take in a guilty verdict to the judge right now. But if anyone votes not guilty, we stay here and talk it out.
Guilty. 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 Not guilty. Guilty.
Henry Fonda, who's jury member number 8, does 2 things in this clip. First, he abstains and builds confidence and trust with the other members. In fact, he builds a social contract with the other members should there be just one other person prepared to vote with him. He also does one other thing that's very smart here. He calls for a secret ballot, and by doing this, it's different from the first ballot because it doesn't put pressure on individuals to conform in a consensus vote. If we apply this to strata, the same thing can be achieved by holding an electronic EGM and having people vote electronically.
Kid is guilty, pal. It's as plain as the nose on your face. So why don't we stop wasting our time here? We're gonna all get sore throats if we keep it up, you know?
What difference does it make if you get it here at the ball game?
So Henry Fonda is pushed into trying to relent and cave in by more than one other person. In this case, someone who just wants to get to a ball game that evening.
Let's take 2 pieces of testimony and try to put them together.
So once again, Henry Fonda brings facts to the table and this time actually synthesizes 2 pieces of information they heard in the trial.
It's not possible he could have heard it.
That's idiot. An ignorant slob. He don't even speak good English.
He doesn't even speak good English.
Mr. Foreman, I'd like to change my vote to not guilty.
Pull the switch. Ever since you walked into this room, you've been acting like a self-appointed public avenger. Personally wanted, not because of the facts. You're a sadist.
Get him out! Get him!
You don't really mean you'll kill me, do you?
So one question we've all got to ask ourselves, are we acting like public avengers in our strata committees?
Let's see who stands where.
The vote is now 6-6.
Yeah, don't tell me we're going to start with that again. They've been over it and over it.
Well, the vote's 9-3 in favor of acquittal.
Your eyeglasses made those two deep impressions in the sides of your nose. I hadn't noticed that before. That must be annoying.
It is very annoying.
Oh, I wouldn't know about that. I've never worn eyeglasses. 20/20.
Listen, will you come on already with the optometrist bit?
I'm convinced. Not guilty.
Rotten kids, you work your life out.
No. Not guilty.
So some of the key things that Henry Fonda does are, at times he admits he's not sure about things. He doesn't contest every counter-argument that's brought up against one of his arguments, and he often states agreement with other people. If we contrast this with juror number 3, who is the last to vote not guilty, juror number 3 makes ultimatums and contests every single alternative viewpoint, which means other jurors don't even make an effort to reason with him. So juror number 3 plays the man, making it a personal vendetta against the other jurors, to the point of bullying them. And as he loses further ground, he continues to bully even further. So I think there's some really wise concepts that we can apply to our strata committees in the movie 12 Angry Men. And I hope you've enjoyed 12 Angry Men movie and strata committee decision making.